Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of The Family Chantal, Season 1, Episode 5. We see Pedro. He calls his sister to see what's up, and she calls him disloyal for spending time at the Dude Ranch. She tells him that his grandmother is not doing so well. And last time that he was in the Dominican Republic, Pedro was so busy doing all of this that he didn't even go see his grandmother. Mm. His grandmother thinks that he doesn't want to see her because he didn't make the effort to go see her. His sister says, well, you can come here or, you can spend time with your gringo family. I'm sorry. I guess gringo just means like not of Latin descent because I always thought that gringo meant white. And I got confused because I was like, but whatever. I don't know. I'm just a black girl, okay? I don't know. Anyway, um Nicole says that the grandmother is not doing well because of Chantal. Nicole says that she got them braces on because of Chantal. Nicole says that she apparently don't have a job or something because of Chantal. Everything that's wrong in her life is because of Chantal. So I don't really feel bad for Pedro because it seems as though like your sister was really comfortable saying like everything is Chantel's fault. You trying to be cool with them, blah blah blah, and you really didn't say nothing. You didn't stand your ass up and say, "Oh no, stop saying this, stop saying it." So you done got on my nerves. Anyway, we see Nicole. Why? I don't care about the family, Pedro. La Familia Pedro. I don't. I don't. Okay? Excuse me, but I don't. Nicole and Coho, Cormina, whatever the fuck the whole name is, they're drinking. And she tells Coho about Pedro spending time with River and Thomas and Chantel manipulating Pedro into doing whatever she wants him to do. And she talks about how Chantel probably won't support them or probably won't she won't like it if they come to the US because they'll have to live with them and she'll blow a dragon or become a dragon or fire a dragon. She said something with a dragon. It was last night, so I can't remember. Um then Nicole says, "Oh, you know that Pedro is coming and you know he coming by himself. So, you want to see him?" And co-host said, "Yeah, I do want to see him." And then she said in her confessional, "I kind of respect that he's married a little bit, but he's such a good man, and I think Chantel needs to know that." Somebody needs to punch Coho and Nicole straight in the face, right in the teeth, right here. And that's when I turned it off. Okay, so we see Pedro. He done got off the phone with his sister. Literally, like one scene separated him going in the house, talking to Chantel, asking Chantel if she wants to come with him to the Dominican Republic. Because every other time he goes to the Dominican Republic, he always just, "Hey, I'm about to go. Oh, can I come?" No. And then you go dance on some women. So really. Then they start talking about Chantel said that she's better at Spanish than Pedro is at English. And Pedro out of nowhere says, "How much would, how much would," and then starts laughing. And I just don't understand. But this is what I'm talking about, okay? When I say that Pedro cracks me up, it's just Pedro like be saying the most normal stuff. And it's just like so funny to me. And it just, anyway, he finally he finally asks her if she wants to go to the Dominican Republic. She says she has a lot of things to do. She has a test. She has to be there for Winter because Winter hasn't spoken to Ja. But then she is like, I don't understand why you didn't go see your grandmother the last visit. And Pedro's like, okay, yes, I understand that, but I need your support. Are you gonna come? She says, yeah, I'll come, but I'm still not over what happened, and I feel like I do have to go because I don't know if you're gonna be dancing on some other woman, and I feel like I need to be there to protect our marriage. Okay. You know what a good thing to protect your marriage is? Putting it on national television for everybody to see. So we see Chantel and Karen, they go to a makeup store. I guess Sephora was closed. I'm so confused. They go to a makeup store and she says she needs some new foundation. Girl, you better go to Fenty and get you some other. Anyway, Karen, I'm sorry. Chantel tells Karen that she's going to the Dominican Republic. And Karen talks about how Pedro treated her the last time and how the sister and what's her name? Lydia and Nicole are always mistreating what's her name? Chantel, and Chantel says that she understands that, but these are her wifely duties and she has to do it. Karen is like, well, Winter is going through something. What if Winter needs you? And she's like, yeah, I get that. I understand that, but still, I have to be there to support Pedro because this is a serious thing. So Karen is like, why don't you wait a while until everything dies down and then you can go? And she's like, no, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go now. This is the best time to go to prove to Lydia and Nicole that our relationship is so freaking strong. It's the strongest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Okay. So then the producers are like, Karen, say you gonna go. Karen says, you know what? Well, I feel like I'm going to go because I got your back. And, I don't want them treating you all crazy. And she says that she hasn't, Chantel says, well, you weren't invited. Karen is like, I don't care. I'm going to be there. I don't know how they set up the meeting to talk to Pedro, but Karen says that she hasn't seen Pedro since therapy. And she will only react and only be a problem if she sees them giving her daughter problems. They just need to leave Chantel alone. I don't know what she meant by that. Did she mean like just break up? That's probably what she meant. So we see Karen and Pedro, they talking in Spanish for like 2 seconds until Karen said, you and your husband, and Pedro said, let's just speak in English. They have a little discussion, as Karen said. I'm going to start saying that. Pedro tells Karen that his grandmother is sick, and Karen says, well, I'm very concerned about Chantel's safety, and I'm afraid that my daughter may get taken advantage of, so I'm going to go too. And Pedro's like, maybe not this time, maybe the next time, maybe me and Chantel and my family can work on our relationship together, and then you can come. And she's like, nah. And then she's like, I just want to bring peace. And he like, so you gonna kiss my mama's ass? And she like, I ain't kissing no ass, but I am willing to compromise. And she says, but if somebody messes up my compromisation. I don't like the way it sounds, but we gonna use it today. If somebody messes up my compromisation, I don't like the way it sounds, but we gonna add it to one of the words that I use. I know it's not a real word. Then I'm every woman. It's all in me. And I said, Karen, I'm gonna need you to stop all this shit. Okay? People who lie are liars. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Who are you? You Whitney Houston? Or did Shaka Khan sing that song? You one of them women? Because I'm trying to figure out what. Anyway, Karen says, to the camera, if Lydia and Nicole don't want nothing happening to them, then they need to leave my kids alone. What that mean? What that mean? I'm like, you can't bring the taser to the Dominican Republic, so what you gonna do? rough him up with a knife? Like, what's going on? Anyway, we see Pedro and Chantel. They're packing up for the trip. I guess Chantel want a bathing suit or something. And Pedro like, this ain't no fun, happy trip, okay? We going to see my grandmother. He says, I don't want your mother coming and messing things up. And Chantel is like, oh, so my mama can't go to the Dominican Republic, but your mama and sister can come here and want to live with us and everything. Oh, how they gonna live there? They only got one bedroom. Pedro says he just wants it to work between them first, and then he wants them to come. Well, he doesn't want them to come, but then we can bring your family in. Chantel says, well, your sister don't give a fuck about working it out, because if she did, she wouldn't have some lady dancing on you in the club when I wasn't there. So, you know, how am I supposed to believe that your sister and your mother are receptive to working this out? He says, yes, I know that I messed up. It was only a dance, but I'm sorry. And I still love you, and no, nobody's going to change the fact that I love you. Chantel says, well, you need to tell Coho that. You need to tell everybody that so they can know that this is a united front. Pedro says that he understands her reasoning or her need for him to stand up for her. So he's not going to argue, and he's just going to do it. So we see Pedro and Chantel. They finally get to the Dominican Republic. Chantel does not want to see the family the first day. Pedro's a little bit angry about that, but Pedro's like, whatever. He goes to see his family. Not Chantel, Nicole and what's her name? What is her name? Lydia are talking, and they like, ooh, let's hope and pray that Chantel didn't come. Pedro knock on the door. They like, oh yeah, Chantel not here. They happy as hell, right? They're happy. Then Nicole is like, so where's Chantel? And he's like, Chantel at the hotel. And she said, oh, for real? He said, and this is the first time I've heard him say this. He said, but if she had showed up, would y'all not have gone crazy? Y'all need to start being nice to her. Y'all need to start doing this, start doing that. But then, he was saying all of this. I was like, oh, okay, Pedro, you actually care about your wife. But then it was like, I'm going to need Chantel's help to get y'all to the United States. And if y'all want to come to the United States, then y'all need to be cool. And I'm like, this sounds like a ruse and a plan to try to get somebody to fall for the wop-de-wop and get your ugly ass, I'm sorry, and get your family over here. And Nicole is like, I'm not trying to be nice for no pass to the United States. His mother is like, I don't need their family for nothing. I don't really care. Then Pedro says he's been talking to her family. He wants to make it work. This is what everybody wants, to have just a peaceful relationship between their family. But I don't know. I don't know. Pedro was rubbing me the wrong way. Nicole and Lydia both say that they don't think that Pedro's plan will work because they can't imagine themselves around horrible people. Now, this is what I don't get. Like, it makes me think that this is all a ruse, that this is all a gander game. Okay? Anyway, that was the end of the story. That was the end of the story. That was the end of what's it called? The show. If y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and everything else you need to know about me will be down below. If I was Chantel and I watched this back, I would think that Pedro's trying to set me up for the mollywop for me to bring his family over here, and that he don't really love me, and this was all a ruse. Okay, a coup. Excuse me. It was all a coup. But anyway, bye.